Hello, everybody. Thanks for attending uh, this webinar. And on the session of today, we are going to um, see our solution, Produmex Scan, specifically how we can customize Produmex Scan and adding custom fields, validating data, and prefilling data. First of all, I would like to recommend you to visit our functional guide, our wiki, and here you can find all the information about the customization functionality. So let me show you. In here we have this Produmex Scan customization guide, and we can uh, we can explore each one of these sections for having this help for making customizations when we need to give a little bit more of functionality to our customers. And the customization process really goes very easy with Produmex Scan. We have three main steps that we have to follow during this customization process. The first of all, and I am going to show you during the webinar all these steps. But first of all is that we have to enable the customization assist mode in the client application. And then one of the options that we have is to create a custom field inside the application or use an SAP user query. And at the end, we have to restart the client application, the client application, and check the results of our customization. Those are the three main steps that we follow to make the Produmex Scan customization process. And even if after this webinar and visiting our wiki, you still have or you need more information about what we can reach with this customization functionality, of course you can contact us, and you can visit here this article that we have. And this article is really good because it will show you how to follow our customization request process. So if you are having this situation with your customer that maybe it's a customization that needs more analysis and more information from our side, from our development area, of course you can go to this article and follow these steps in here. So this is a very good article that you can follow, and you can check which are the steps that we need for our customization request process. Okay, so let's start with our customization. And first of all, as I was making the introduction, one of the functionalities that we have available with Produmex Scan is to add custom fields inside the Produmex Scan client application. So in order to make this, we opened a customization fields table that it's part of the Produmex Scan structure, and we can create in here customs because SAP Business One header fields and also SAP Business One user defined fields. We have these two options, and of course the difference is going to be that we have to use this prefix when I have SAP Business One header fields, and when it's a user defined field, I have to use this one. So this is the main points that we have to take into consideration to create these custom fields inside the client application. So we are going to start with this. And as I was mentioning on the previous slide, we have to enable the the customization assist mode inside our client application. So I have to execute this application that comes with the installation of Produmex Scan client, the VX Mobile WH9 config manager. This is the one that I have to execute. Of course, at this moment I have direct access from my desktop, but this, if you are not having this, you can find this file in this path. You go to Program Files, Produmex Scan, and then Produmex Scan Client, and then you can find it in here, VX Mobile WH9 Config Manager. So when we open this application, in this we have the configuration of our client application. So to enable this customization assist mode, we go to this advanced tab, and then we check on this option and we click on OK. So we have saved these new settings, and then we can continue opening in the normal way our client application for Produmex Scan. So we go here and let's log in, and we log in with our user. And when we have this customization assist mode enabled, the first thing that we are going to notice is that we have this button here with a C, and this is very, very relevant when we are working with customizations. It's important to say that it's only needed when we are working with customizations, but we don't need to enable this customization assist mode on the daily operation. So when our customer is already working with Produmex Scan, so we have the recommendation is that this is not enabled inside the application. But this, why do I need this customization assist mode? It's very, very relevant because this is the one that is going to give us all the information about the screens, about the fields that we have on each step, on each screen that we are using in Produmex Scan. So, for example, I'm going to make some examples with the goods receipt PO. So, for example, here, if I click on the customization mode, it's going to tell me at the beginning the name of this screen. So first of all, we need to know the name of this screen so we can start doing our customizations. And then, as you can see, we have all the information about the fields that we have present in this screen, the buttons, and other thing that is going to be relevant in our next example, it's the queries. When I am creating SAP queries during my customization in Produmex Scan, I can see in here in which moment I am executing a query or a given event that I need for my customization. So then the example that we are going to do is we are going to create these custom fields inside this goods receipt PO line screen here in the application. So for this, I'm going to select one of my one of my purchase orders, and I'm going to click it on receive. As you can see in the standard functionality, we only have this field from the purchase order, the item, unit of measure, and quantity. Okay, but I'm going to start with SAP to show you this example. Then we go here to the purchasing module and purchase order. I already have, of course, this purchase order created. Okay. And for me, it's going to be relevant at this moment to have inside the Produmex Scan client application this field, the vendor reference number, and also I have already a user-defined field in here called the container number. Okay, so let's make these fields to appear in Produmex Scan client application, and of course here as we saw on the slide, we go here in tools, user defined windows, and I have this table called customization fields. This is the place where we are going to create these fields required for the scan application. So here we can start with just one with the code. It can be as the way that you need it. I am just going to give right now this value, and the first is going to be here my vendor reference number field. So this is an SAP Business One field. So what I have to do is to use the name that we have for this field, and we know it, or we are familiar with it, is the nomad card. And then here in the field name, this is important. This is what we were talking about in the slide. We have to give this prefix when it's an SAP Business One field. So we put in there VO underscore nomad card. Then the field type in at this case is going to be string, but as you can see, we can create all these different kinds of types. So this is available for the customization functionality. And then it comes the label, how I want to see this name in the application, in the screen. So we are going to specify here the reference number. The module, this is important also. The module, we have to give this value. Let me check this. This is the value that we need. Why we need this value? Because this is the name of Produmex Scan client application. So that's why we need to enter this naming here. And we have also other options. For example, if the position that I need for this field, in the case that I wanted to move or give a position inside the screen, if it's going to be protected or read-only, in read-only mode, so the user cannot make any changes. It's only information for the user, or it can be edited by the user. In this case, I'm going to leave it that way. And the last thing that is relevant for our field is the screen. And how do we know the screen? We go in Produmex Scan and we check in here, and this is the screen called goods receipt PO line screen. So this is something that we should not forget when we make when we are creating these customization fields, because when we give this value in this field, Produmex Scan is going to be aware where to display this field inside the application. So if we are missing this information, it's going to be difficult for this to work. So this is really relevant, and we update now our table, and then in a very quick way, let's give the other one that it's the container number again, but this is a user defined field. So if you can see it in here, this is already a user defined field. So we have to use the prefix BOU and the name of the field. And then we put the label, how we want to see it in Produmex Scan. The module, this value is going to be the same. And the screen is, of course, the same value. And we update. Okay. So every time that I am doing a new customization inside the client application, we need to restore it. So I am going to log out on the application, and again going to start goods receipt PO. Then I'm going to select one of my purchase orders, receive, and here we have in here the reference number and the container. So this is the first part of this session, how we can add customized fields to the different screens in Produmex Scan. So really important. Don't forget every time to check the name of the screen where you want to place these fields inside the application. Okay, so let's go to our next topic. So we go back here to our slides, and then it goes the prefilling data. The prefilling data, we already have in the functionality some configurations that we can use. So the application already includes certain options as part of the add-on configuration, and we can check it here on the administration module add-ons Produmex Scan in Produmex Scan settings. I am going to show you right now which one of these options are already available, and if these options available are not the one that you are looking for prefilling data in the fields inside the Produmex Scan client application, we are going to use SAP user queries. So for this, we have to use the query generator in SAP Business One. Of course, we are familiarized with this topic in SAP. And something also really important, like the custom fields, the screen name is really important. For the query, is going to be really important to name it with the name of the event that I am trying to execute. So when I am executing this event during the application, the query is going to be claimed by the application and executed. So that's why it's really important when we save or this query inside SAP Business One, we have to give the proper name of the event that is mentioning in the screen that we want to use. So we're going to make an example right now. So first of all, let's go back to SAP, and then we go here to administration. We go to add-ons, Produmex Scan settings, and here in the Produmex Scan scanning. These are the ones that I was telling you that they are already available. Sometimes our customers are asking that they want to pre-fill the quantities when they are creating a goods receipt PO, a stock transfer request. So these options that it says in here, pre-fill, they are already available. So we don't need another customization. But if these are not the customizations that we are looking for, then we are going to create our SAP user query. And I'm going to use again my purchase order. Okay, I'm going to look for it. And what I'm going to do in this example is that I want to retrieve the information from the reference number, the vendor reference number field, and the container number. So I want that an SAP user query brings me this information when I am posting this goods receipt PO. Okay, so let's go to again here to my Produmex Scan client application. I already have my custom fields, and just for this webinar, I already have my query that I am going to create. I will give you an explanation on this, but first of all, we go here to tools, and we go to queries, and we open our query generator. And with our query generator, then we start to create the query that I need. So let me bring already this query that I had set up for this example. And here we go. So what we are doing now, I'm going to also to Produmex Scan, and in here I'm telling to the query generator, please bring me the nomad card and the container from the table from the purchase order, where the document number is going to be the same as I have in here in this field purchase order. Of course, if you can see at this field in Produmex Scan purchase order, it comes together with the vendor. So that's why we are applying in here this substring to get only the document number. So when they are finding each other in SAP and in Produmex Scan client, the application is going to bring me the nomad card and the container. Also, what we can see here in the query is these names. These names, let me show you here in the customization mode. Here, I take from here these names, these field names from Produmex Scan. What we are doing here is to give the name in SAP and then to make this relation with the field in Produmex Scan. So in here I am telling to the query that nomad card that comes from SAP is the same as BO nomad card that comes here in the Produmex Scan screen. So this is also very important because we have to declare the fields in this way to make this relation between them, and using this kind of logic, of course, is SQL syntax, and in the case of HANA, we use HANA syntax. But we have to, using this logic, we can make our queries work with SAP and Produmex Scan. And finally, the very, very important situation is the name of the query, as I was mentioning in the slide. So here, what we have is the event that I want to execute with this query. And this event is going to be this one. The goods receipt PO line screen load. It means when we load the information in the screen, this query is going to be executed. As you can see, we have a lot of different events on each screen, and it will depend when we want to execute a specific query. So for this case, I want that when I load the information in this screen, this information is going to show up in the application. So let's save. I already have the name in here. So let's save our query. Okay, then query name, and something really important, or important, and also a recommendation is that we create this category inside our query manager. So we have grouped our queries in a very organized way. So here I go with my query, and then I have my query now, and of course, let's go to the application and restart. Okay, I'm going to log out again. Goods receipt PO, reload, and if I click on receive, here I go. Let me check. Let me show you. I want that you see that this is the same document. So I have here the same document, and my vendor reference number and my container. So this is the way that we can use an SAP user query to prefill or filling data in my Produmex Scan client application. Okay. Well, let's continue. Well, also I'm going to take advantage to show you something that comes also with Produmex Scan, and it's about when we are having. Let me check which is my okay. I think it was this. Okay. So I'm going to take advantage to show you also it's part customization, and it's part that comes in a standard way with Produmex Scan, but I think it's relevant. So when we are having an item that is managed by batch number, and that this is the case, here I'm going to I need to give the batch information to SAP, because I was telling you Produmex Scan works with SAP inventory transactions. So if I am managing something by serial number or by batch number, Produmex Scan is going to behave in the same way. So Produmex Scan comes with this button that we see in here that it says new. And this button, we can also create or relate an SAP user query when the customer is interested in generate in an automatic way the batch numbers. So, for example, I already have this query created in here, but I'm going to show you how it is. And then I have this query has to needs exactly this name, so this event, this button can work when I am making a goods receipt for this batch number, for this item with batch numbers. So if I check this query, the logic of this query in this example is to bring the car code, to select the car code from the vendor, and then add the date to this car code. So every time when I am creating these batch numbers, is going to give me or create these batches according to the structure of the query. So let's go to Produmex Scan, and in here I have my batch and my query. I click on new, and here it is. It's giving me the car code, and it's giving me the date when the date when the goods are being received. So this is something that it can be useful in the case that the customer is interested to generate this batch numbers in an automatic way. So this is other option that it's important, and we also can do this with the serial number. So this is really good. And okay, let's go to our final topic of this webinar, and it comes with validating with validations. Okay, so the validations or validating data with Produmex Scan, we can also do it with SAP user queries, and the application is also capable of support different message types that we can use or we can add in the user queries. We have these three types. The information, when we configure this message, it's only an information given to the user with an OK option, and the event will execute because it's only information. When I have this error message, it's going to give the information to the user, but the event will not be executed with this query. And also we have this option of the yes and no message. So the user is going to get this confirmation message, and the event is going to execute according of what the user is choosing inside this message. So what we are going to see now is an example of how we can make in this case a simple query and validate some data. Okay, so let's go back here to the query manager, and what I am going to do right now is to create a query that allows me to validate if we are having information in the reference number, in the vendor reference number. So I already have a query here prepared. I'm going to give you the explanation about this, and here. So what we are doing here is telling that if this field, the nomad card, is not having information, it's with no information, then this message, this yes and no message, is going to pop up this question telling to the user that the vendor reference number is missing and if the user wants to continue. Okay, so we save this query again here, and something really important is the name. I am going to explain to you why I chose this name for the query, this event. And it's because if I go here to my good receipt, okay, again I go to check on my customization assist mode. When do I want that this query execute? When I want this query to execute is when the user is going, I'm going to go back a little bit. The user is going to fill the quantity, the information needed, and it's going to click OK. And in the moment that the user is clicking on this button, I want that it validates if this field is having or not information. Okay, so the name of the event in here, it's called in here goods receipt PO line screen when OK, this option of OK is clicked. So this validation is going to be executed at this moment. So we save our query, and I'm going to create other query at this moment also to show you other example. For example, here I have we have this very common question inside our SAP Business One documents when we create these documents that it's affecting already stock quantities or the accounts. So we know this question about you cannot change this document after you have added. Do you want to continue? So I'm going to use this query also to show you how we can use this message type queries. So let me save this one, save as, and again I'm going to show you a little bit later why I chose this name for the query. Okay. Save. Okay, I have my queries now. I'm going to close this and I'll open again my query manager. And here I have my my query when I want to validate the Nomad card, and well, this is the one when I want to validate the Nomad card, and this is the one when I am going to create or post the goods receipt PO inside SAP Business One. So let's go to Produmex Scan, and then okay, we have to log out again so the application can take the changes, and goods receipt PO, and let me go and look for my look. Here is the example. I have in here my purchase order, and it's not having this information about the vendor reference number. So let's go here and we reload. This is the document and I receive, okay? Then I add my quantity and supposedly everything is ready to go with this document. And when I click OK, this SAP user query should be executing, and this is the one. So this is telling me vendor reference number is missing. Do you want to continue? So the user can, for this example, the user can choose yes or no. So I'm going to tell it that yes, I want to continue, and then everything is posted as normal, okay? So this is one example that we can validate information in Produmex Scan fields. And let's go just to finish. Let's go to posting one of these documents so you can see the other query that I was creating. So here I have my goods receipt PO ready to post, and why I was choosing this name for this query is because when I click here, okay, goods receipt PO post selection screen, okay, it's going to bring me this. It's going to show me this this message, because when I click the OK to create or to post this message, here I go. Okay, I click on post, and then you cannot change this document after you have added it. Do you want to continue? And this is the same question that we have when we post one of these documents in SAP. Just an example to show you how we can manage these kind of messages. And then I click OK. And now I have successfully posted goods receipt PO with this number. So let's go again to, let's go here to my to SAP Business One, and I should have here, or let me check directly on the goods receipt PO, and here I have my document with the relationship map. I have my purchase order and my goods receipt PO created by Produmex Scan. Thanks again for joining, and have a nice day.